My name is Lauren Masters, and this is my Innovative Uses of Technology project. So for my project, I decided to use a class website and social media to promote literacy in the classroom. So my project, while researching innovative uses of technology in the classroom, I chose to focus my research on various uses of wikis and social media in education. I've become familiar with using a class website, so I built this one, and it's geared towards a fictional fourth grade classroom, but because I'm actually a second grade teacher, but I thought that the material that I used was a little bit advanced, so I went ahead and geared it towards a fourth grade classroom. And so over the course of my education, getting my master's, I've become familiar with using class websites, and I wanted to find a way to successfully integrate them in my own classroom. So my first project, I decided to, well, for both projects, I'm using a form of social media, and I decided to use this because I feel that it's a part of everyday life for students, and they're very familiar with it. And by using this sort of technology, students can relate, and they can relate their everyday life to their education also. So my first website is using a class website for a class-wide book club. And so here, students would report, or visit our class website to begin all lessons. And our first lesson will be an ongoing class-wide project that takes place each month throughout the school year. And I decided to do this to try and instill a joy for reading and literature that many students, they don't have. They find that reading's a burden and they don't enjoy doing it. So I wanted to do this as a way to share what they're reading and for students to discover different genres of literature also. So students would first, they would visit this section of our website, the monthly lit zone. And so then we would travel down here, and the monthly literature zone, all information regarding monthly lit circles can be found below. Just click the button and it should take you where you need to go. So I've included a link for instructions so that students can visit this site and understand exactly what they are being asked to do. And then we also have a site here with their due dates. And this just shows exactly when their presentations are due, and I'll explain exactly what a presentation is. And then they have to comment on their fellow classmates. And this just shows every month out of the year and the dates that each posting is due. And so let's go back home, or back to the monthly lit zone. And a rubric is located here. And then if students need to ask me a question, if they are confused about their assignment, then they can email me here. All right, so what the students are going to do, once a month, the lit circles they'll participate in a class-wide lit circle, and these circles consist of each student turning in a book report of their choice. Book reports can be completed in a variety of different ways, but they have to submit their presentation each month here in the forum. And it's taking just a minute to load. So at the beginning of the year, I will explain and I will demonstrate a few of the different presentations that they can complete. Okay, while it's loading, after a student has turned in their book report here each month on the forum, students will have 1 week to go through and look over their peers' reports. And they also, students must comment on 2 reports, and they may comment on as many as they like, but 2 comments are required. Let's try to load this once more. I'm so sorry, I don't understand why it's being so slow. Okay, well, I'm going to go on and I will come back to this and hopefully it will get started, or it will be loaded at that point. I'm actually going to open this in a different tab so that that can continue and load. And I'll go ahead and discuss my second lesson. So my second lesson, I really wanted to focus on integrating social media into the classroom. So this lesson plan is also an ongoing activity that will be used throughout all subjects during the school year. And students will be using Twitter as a communication platform to share their success and development in a meaningful vocabulary. So throughout the day, students are encouraged to use different vocabulary words that we are currently studying and have studied in the past. Whenever a student overhears another student use one of our vocabulary words outside of the lesson, they are given permission to tweet what their peers said. And in order to tweet, they will go here to the Twitter section and then the class Twitter page. So whenever a student hears another student using a vocabulary word that we've been studying in the correct usage, they can go here and click on the Twitter button. And then the Twitter button will take us to Easily 4th grade class. And due to privacy, I did not want the students to have their own Twitter handle. So instead of, let's say, instead of usernames, they're going to use hashtags. So hashtag John Doe, and then they would type a sentence and explain how they use the vocabulary word. So let's say our vocabulary word was superb. And they would put it in parentheses or quotation marks and say, I watched a wonderful movie last night. The acting was superb. And then, let's say that, so John Doe would be the first person that said it, and then they would go here and tweet, and it would show up on the class Twitter page. And each month, students who have had the most successful usage of vocabulary words will be recognized. And then let's go back and see if we can get on our Lit Circle forum, because I do not understand why it is not working. Oh, here we go, perfect. Okay, so let's, for example, let's say that it's August Lit Circle. You would click here, and it says that presentations are due August 29th, 2014. Comments are due Thursday, September 4th. So students, let's say, they would post, well, their names would show up, so they would need to post what they read. Let's say, where the red fern grows. They would then say why they chose this. I chose to read this book because I found the cover interesting and I love to read about animals. Then the students would need, and they would come and they would post a link to the different types of presentations they have. So the first few presentations I thought that I would try to incorporate would be PowerPoint, or and they can also use thinking maps. And I just want them to just tell about the book. They would have a few different types of outlines to follow. They could talk about the genre, the beginning, middle, and the end. They can, or they can just talk about an interesting part, or they can discuss the characters. And this would all be given to students at the beginning of school, and throughout the school year, each month they would. I'm also going to be presenting a book report. I'm going to be a part of the Lit Circle also, and so I would be presenting a book report in a different platform and a different presentation tool than the students have been introduced to. So that way each month they will also be introduced to a different type of technology and a different means of presentation. So each month, and so then I could just press, let's see, reply. And then it would go here, and the students, they could, another student, I can't reply to my own response, but another student would come in and they would look over their presentation and then they could respond there. So I really built a class website, and I wanted both of my lessons to be developed around it, and I wanted students to, easily access and maneuver and find the materials that they need. And I thought that, a class website would be a great way to outline this, especially in the fourth grade when, some students may not be as used to technology and as familiar with it as others. So I thought that this was just a great, easy, introduction and simple for students to grasp, complete, and understand. So those were my two innovative uses of technology. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.